Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer sailing under the Spanish flag, is often credited with the discovery of the Americas in 1492. His journey across the Atlantic Ocean was a monumental event that had far-reaching consequences, reshaping the course of world history. While Columbus's achievements are celebrated, his legacy is also marred by controversy, as his expeditions led to profound consequences for indigenous populations and sparked centuries of debate. Born in Genoa, Italy, around 1451, Columbus embarked on a seafaring career from an early age. Influenced by the spirit of exploration that characterized the 15th century, he became fascinated with the idea of finding a westward route to Asia, aiming to bypass the overland routes dominated by the Ottoman Empire. Columbus was convinced that he could reach the lucrative markets of the East by sailing westward, an idea that was met with skepticism by many contemporary experts. In 1492, after years of seeking sponsorship for his ambitious plan, Columbus secured the support of Queen Isabella I of Castile and King Ferdinand II of Aragon, the rulers of the newly unified Spain. On August 3, Columbus set sail from Palos de la Frontera with 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina. On October 12, 1492, he made landfall in what is now the Bahamas, believing he had reached Asia. Columbus's voyages opened up a new era of exploration and expanded the known world. His journey paved the way for subsequent European explorers to venture into the Americas, eventually leading to the establishment of colonies and the Columbian Exchange, the transfer of plants, animals, and diseases between the Old World and the New World. Despite his historical significance, Columbus's legacy is a complex and controversial one. One key point of contention is the impact of his expeditions on indigenous populations. Upon arrival in the Americas, Columbus encountered the Taino people, among others. While he initially described them as friendly and hospitable, relations quickly soured as European settlers sought to exploit the newfound territories for resources. Columbus's governance of the Spanish colonies was marked by brutality and exploitation. The introduction of European diseases, forced labor, and the quest for gold had devastating effects on the indigenous populations, leading to the collapse of their societies. The consequences of Columbus's actions, often unintentional but nonetheless catastrophic, cannot be overlooked in the evaluation of his historical role. The debate over Columbus's legacy gained momentum in the late 20th century, as Indigenous Peoples' Day emerged as an alternative to Columbus Day. Critics argue that celebrating Columbus promotes a Eurocentric perspective that ignores the suffering and displacement of indigenous populations. In contrast, supporters contend that Columbus's voyages were a pivotal moment in world history, leading to the interconnectedness of cultures and the exchange of ideas, goods, and technologies. Efforts to re-evaluate Columbus's legacy also extend to questioning the traditional narrative of his achievements. Some scholars argue that Columbus was not the first European to reach the Americas, as evidence suggests that Norse explorers, led by Leif Erikson, had established settlements in North America around the year 1000. While Columbus's voyages had a more profound and lasting impact, acknowledging the pre-Columbian presence challenges the notion of Columbus as the sole discoverer of the Americas. Despite the controversies surrounding Columbus, his voyages remain a symbol of human curiosity, courage, and the unrelenting pursuit of exploration. In recent years, there has been a growing emphasis on presenting a more nuanced and inclusive perspective on the history of the Americas. This involves acknowledging the diversity of cultures that existed before Columbus and recognizing the impact of European colonization on indigenous populations. In conclusion, Christopher Columbus's expeditions across the Atlantic were transformative events that reshaped the course of history. His accomplishments in navigation and exploration cannot be denied, but they come with a complex legacy that includes the unintended consequences of European colonization on indigenous peoples. As we continue to reflect on Columbus and his impact, it is crucial to consider the full spectrum of historical narratives and promote a more inclusive understanding of the Americas' history.